Right, Mark here. I'm going to be making some dinner. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to clear out the freezer. I've got 4 chicken coujons left, alright? These are normally $2.49 down to $1.37. We're going to be cooking these. Oh, that actually reminds me, you know, regular viewers of the program of the videos will have seen me stand here and say, this is something what I'm doing for dinner, this is what it usually costs, it's been discounted because it's been at the end of the day and I've got a whopping good deal. Well, I've got to tell you, I went into the Co-op the other day because I happened to know that there was a bunch of pizzas, big pizzas, that were up the next day. So I went in one day, saw they were up the next day, thinking, I'll go back tomorrow, you know, pick up a bunch if they're still there. None of them were there. I said to the guy in the shop, what the hell, right? You know, they can't have sold all them pizzas, right? Because, you know, he says, you know, and it turns out what the Co-op are doing now is they are throwing it all away in the bin, you know, rather than put it on discount. There is there's very few items on discount which you can pick up with the orange tags there. But according to actually I'll say guy, I can't remember who exactly it was, person, you know, man or woman, I can't remember. But I do remember they said that the new policy is they're willing to throw a boatload of food in the bin rather than discount it, which is a bit crazy to me, from the way it sounds to me, because surely if they sell it, it cuts down on loss, you know? I mean, you throw one of these in a bin, alright, it costs nearly £2.50. Throw it in a bin, that's what they lose. But if they sell it to you for a discount, at least they claw some of it back. I just don't get it, but so I'm just letting you, you know, just having my little gripe there. I don't know what the Co-op are playing at, but it means that the discounts are going to be harder to find, you know, it's just crazy. So if they keep that up, you know, I mean, they must know this is Milton Keynes, right? We've got the Co-op. We've got an Asda up the road there. We've got a Morrison's, a Tesco's, a Sainsbury's, Iceland. Did I say Asda? And then you've got all, what was it, Farm Foods, that's similar to Iceland. And then, you know, we've got every big supermarket here in Milton Keynes. If they want to be sort of throwing food away, screw them. You know, you know, there's a shop within a bus ride away. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to gripe too much, but I'm just saying, you know, it's just like if you're, if it happens in your area, you know, you don't, you know, just the shopper has the you know, shop with your feet, as they say. You know, if you're not getting a good deal here, go somewhere else. Anyway. That's sort of like a 2-for-1, showing you what I'm having for dinner and having a gripe about what's going on in the world. Alright, so we got chicken coujons. I'm going to be doing those. They're probably going to take about 15 minutes. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to be putting a can of beans in there. These are 26p from the Co-op, which is 26p. You can get, I mean, even then you can get for 25p. So I mean, you know, you can go anywhere and buy this for the same price. Tesco do the same, 25. Yeah, they're all doing 25. These, not the cheapest hot dogs. It's just the cheapest one. You know, it's the only ones they had. They've got 6s, 8s. They got super big sausages. I bought these. I'm going to boil them up, cut them up, put them with the beans, put them with the chicken, and if I find anything else to throw in, I'll throw that in as well. All right. And I've just dug some of these chips, Tesco Everyday Value. These are left over from the Tesco £25 challenge that I did just a few weeks ago. And I've still got a few items from the challenges left over, so I'm trying to incorporate them into, you know, in trying to clear out the freezer, making them into some dinner. Okay, so I'm going to be adding chips to it. Now, I've just had a look at the chips and the chicken coujons. and that they're sort of getting there. They're a little ways to go yet. But what I'm going to do now, because these beans take such a long time. You remember, you may have seen in previous videos, when I buy Heinz, or if I buy Heinz, I like to cook them until they're a pulp. But unfortunately, it's a lot more difficult to do that with store brand or shop's own brand beans. I don't know why. You know, you boil them forever and they just you know, they don't turn to, you know, I like them as sort of like borderline mush, you know. But I can't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the beans on now. Basically, I want them to cook for as long as humanly possible, until the chips and the chicken, and when the hot dogs are done, then that's when I take the beans off. I'll just cook the beans until it's all, you know, the beans will be the last thing to come off the heat. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to take another look at the chips and the. Let's see. Apparently I'm supposed to boil these hot dogs for 5 minutes. So I'm going to check on the chips and then try and throw in the hot dog, waffling chucking the hot dogs to, you know, when the time is right. Now, I figure it's time for the hot dogs. So I'm going to put let's see, the rest of the right ring. Right, I'm going to put that on 12. I'm going to put that on full heat. The sausages, which there are 8 of them, they come in their own brine. It's I think it's brine. Hot dogs are ready to serve. Empty the contents, including brine. Brine, which is basically salt water, as far as I understand. Chicken. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, salt water. So what I'm doing is I'm putting. I've put them in the pan. I've put a little bit of water with them because I want them to be covered. I want the water to cover the sausages. You know, because they've got a tendency to overlap when you mix them around. Okay, so you don't want too little water, otherwise they just won't cook. Anyway, right, these beans, they're bubbling away like mad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat down. Which one is it? That left or right? I'm going to turn it down to 7, because from now on I'm just going to want them. I just want them to gently simmer, stay very hot, but simmer away, and then if need be, nearer the time, I can just crank the heat up, give them the last burst of heat. Okay, right. So I'm going to bring the sausages to the boil. Then turn the heat down, let them simmer for about 5 minutes or so, and then see how they go. Right. Okay, I've got a lot of things going on here at the minute. The hot dogs are boiling away. I think that the chicken and the chips is done. So, oh. Didn't realise you can't quite see that. Alright, well what I've done, I'm taking the chicken out of the hot air thing. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them up into small pieces. There we go. Bite-sized pieces. Of chicken. Okay, and then I'm going to put them back in with the chips, because it's all very, very closely mixed up. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, you better see that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the sausages. These have been cooking for a while. I think they're pretty much. I mean, it says on the tin that they're ready to go. You just need to basically heat them up. So I'm going to take these out. It's not easy, but try and do it 2 at a time. And the idea is that I'm gonna chop these up into small pieces. Oh, actually it's not too bad. Yeah, I was thinking this knife might not do it, but this knife is just fine. Okay, level them all up, cut them into even pieces. There. Yeah. If you can see that, there you go. I've cut them all into, there must be, I don't know, loads of them, 30 pieces, 40 pieces. Okay, so they're boiled, so I'm just going to throw them in with the beans. Give them a mix. Okay, you don't need that. Let me see, turn that off, pretty much turn everything off. Okay. Now I'm going to keep that on the heat, and I'm going to go grab the chips. Now the original plan was to have this, the hot dogs, the beans and the chicken all in the same, you know, basically like a big hot pot. But now that I've done the chips, oh, there's the chicken and there's the chicken. And the chips from the freezer. But with the addition of the chips means that I can't sort of put it into a bowl. So I'm going to put it in my pasta bowl and basically pour it on the top. So we've got hot dogs, beans, chicken and chips. There we go. So I'll come back in a moment and I'll show you the taste test. Right then, here we go. And what I'd like to do is bring it over here a bit so you can see a bit better, but of course these two rings are hot as hell. The chips are actually okay. These are the Tesco's cheapest basics brand. Now, these don't have any salt or vinegar on them, so they're a bit sort of plain. But, you know, I can't remember how much they were. If you, I don't know, in the Tesco £25 challenge, I'm sure I gave the price out, but for the price, they're very good. You know? Oh, hot. Anyway, I'm going to try one of these. Yeah, these pieces of hot dog. I mean, these are a name brand. You know, and I had to buy these because they had. It's the only brand they got, whichever brand that was. Yeah, I mean, I've actually had these or very similar brands before. Basically, they're all shitty meat. I mean, they're sort of like, you know, not, you know, separated, mechanically separated. They're not exactly wholesome, like regular sausages, you know. But they taste good. You just boil them up. Normally you put them in a bun. Yeah, and that's all there is to it. So what you can do is, I mean, I had a suggestion. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure they'll write in and tell me. But somebody last week told me that they put these hot dogs in with pasta. This is when I did a pasta dish last week. You know, there's probably plenty of recipes that incorporate these sausages. But they are good and they're versatile. Put them in with beans. I would imagine if you put them in with soup, you could mix them in with some kind of I don't know, jacket potato topping. You know, all kinds of stuff. But pretty much sky's the limit, you know. And yeah, anyway, the chips will be approximately £1 for the bag, give or take. The chicken I got on discount. The beans were 26p. The hot dogs, I think they're in the area of £1. I think, but I can't find the receipt. You know, but all in all, a good mix. There's two different types of meat. There's potato and beans. You know? Oh, and I got some, got a plate of bread rolls that I'm going to be dunking into them as well. Alrighty, so there you go. So that's just some kind of, that's just if you have bits and pieces in the freezer, or you fancy something a little bit different, just go to the shop, get the cheapest chips you can, cheapest ingredients of everything, throw them in, and you've got a good, hot, wholesome dinner. Throw it in. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.